Greetings and welcome. Today, I wanted to share a couple of additions to my collection. I've really slowed on my buying recently. The National isn't too far away, and there's some cards I'm pursuing there, and I want to make sure I'm funded for those. Of course, if the opportunity presented itself, and I was able to buy these cards beforehand, I definitely would. Mostly I'm just trying to avoid the tax and or the fees that occur when buying a card that you don't get at a show. But my additions today range from a T206 to a 2004, so I think I'll show it in chronological order. First is the T206 Piedmont of Harry McIntyre. The Piedmont back. And there is one reason I bought this card, and that's because I believe it's a beautiful card. The way that McIntyre is positioned on this card, where he's kind of off right, I also love the representation of the Brooklyn Superbas uniform. I think the hat is really cool, that white hat with that blue stripe, and just kind of the striped sleeves on his arms, and of course that iconic B on his chest. I love the pitcher's pose, the hands over his head with the pink sky background. When I first saw the card, it instantly went on my want list, and so a nice opportunity arose and I grabbed it. McIntyre was nicknamed Rocks and played 9 Major League seasons for Brooklyn, the Cubs, and the Reds. He had the most success for Chicago. But just a beautiful card in my opinion, and I'm pretty happy to add this to my collection. The second card I'm going to show is the 1954 Bowman Early Win. And this is a PSA 3, and I thought it looked fantastic for a 3, and it's pretty much why I bought it. I don't like to talk prices, but I got this pretty cheap, and I don't turn down cheap vintage cards that look like this. This is a card this isn't a card I would normally pursue unless I was trying to complete the set. So buying it in a 3, I get to add it to my collection. If it was a 5, 6, 7, or an 8, it would probably be a card I'd never get around to adding. So for, again, like 3s that look like this, I really don't mind adding these lower grades to my collection. I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful 3. The third card I'd like to share is the 1958 Topps Jack Butler. Again, why did I add this? I think it's a cool card. If you regularly watch my channel, you know I'm putting together the 1957 Topps football sets, and I had the hardest time tracking down Jack Butler's 57 Topps card, which was number 15. It took me months, maybe even a year, to find one that I wanted. But when I saw this, I threw a bid down that I thought was reasonable, and it ended up winning. Like I said, I think this is just a cool card. I love the image of him catching the football with the arms extended. Butler has that 1-bar helmet that I think looks cool, and the background looks like they're playing in a park with the trees behind them. Plus, I think the black and yellow Steelers uniform really pops on this card. Butler's a Hall of Famer that you don't really hear too much about. But again, I just think it's cool. And the last card I'm going to share is the 2004 Topps Cracker Jack of Yadier Molina. This is a rookie card of Yadi, and one of my many projects I have going on is trying to collect all his rookies. I saw this card at the National 2 years ago, and I almost bought it then, but it was one of the first cards I saw that I was interested in, and as the show progressed, I just never went back and bought it. I thought it was kind of overpriced, and I didn't want to spend that much money on a 2004 card. Again, I don't like to mention prices, but I got this one $175 cheaper than the one I saw at the National. And I don't normally pursue graded 10s, but this one I was looking for in a 10, but it had to be for the right price. I do not own a Cracker Jack card, although I am a big fan of them. I'm hoping to add a Miller Huggins one day, but I still like to look at this Yachty. And Yachty's a favorite of all Cardinal fans. But there's a little bit of an insight of how I look at buying cards. As you know, sometimes they're nostalgic factors, and other times I just think they're cool cards and I want them. I'm definitely happy with adding these 4 cards. And thank you for watching, and enjoy your collection.